This
Good
is the
here.
thing. And it's that like pod I did, that rant I did to myself, which is in the bowls, about the paradigm of luck versus skill in golf, which Trim,
Mm,
will argue with me to the ends of the earth. He'll die on that hill. Whereas me is you can have that same player, that will shoot like, a 64 for Christ's sake. And then he'll go out the next day and he'll shoot a 76. And it's the
mm,
same conditions, it's the same thing, but just something clicks. And I think it's that beautiful dichotomy that exists in golf where it doesn't matter if it's the individual, a two ball or a four ball, that same effect is simply just amplified the more people you add to it. And you'll end up seeing that same sort of cross pollination of the same effects. It's just on a different scale. I mean, it's
mm.
a fair question, but I wouldn't be worried about the scores. I wanted to ask, I would be super nervous, not just because it's my first comp, but because I don't know every rule. Like, I'd be
That
worried.
was
I'd be like, were you guys worried about
Yeah.
that?
Uh,
I was panicked about that shit, but they were pretty
yeah.
chilled out, those fellas. They're mad dogs to play with.
Yeah, look, I think that's what I love about golf. I mean, I guess you're always going to get. I feel like I know enough of the kind of close enough rules for most of it. When you get into very serious competition stuff, like you can always be like, "Hey, man, like what's this? Is this the rule?" Like, there's not rules officials running around the course, right? There's you're speaking to the other
No,
boys,
no,
and you're like, "Hey, look, man, it's free relief off this cart path." But I think,
Yeah,
isn't it? Like, this is GUR, yeah, and
good
all that
club
kind of
length.
stuff. Honestly, the biggest one I think that got us is so we ended up 3 over for the day, and then we had like three doubles or something like that. And one of them
yeah,
was a rules thing where we panicked. Steery,
yeah,
I'm
yeah. We
happy to say it
panicked,
now.
man.
We fucking panicked,
Yeah,
and it
we had to
cost
make a
us
decision
strokes.
then and there.
So what happened is
Oh,
because
no.
okay,
No.
we fucking panicked.
Bear in mind, right? Important
No.
information when we talking back these hits. Bear in mind, we only lost by 2.75 shots from
Yeah,
between
from
us
winning.
and
Yeah,
first
Between
place.
7 and 1. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
So this is where we
yeah.
came backwards
Yeah,
now.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
first place. If we shaved 3 strokes off, we would have won.
yeah,
With first place
yeah,
beat us by 2.75 strokes. And there
yeah.
was one, and
And
this was the big difference between playing with your mates. I found and playing casually. I'm at peace with it now. We panicked, but then what
Yeah.
happened is, so we had one, par 5, I think it was, and Benny OB'd one to the right off the tee. I'm like, okay, sweet. I went up. Look, it happens, right? It happens. It's golf.
Yeah.
But
Guy
then so
hook.
I get up and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking murder this thing. I did my like Rob
even when
Cobb.
you're playing like the win OB.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, it
Don't
just
laugh,
made me want to
Benny.
swing harder. Right?
Did you know the dick thrust as well?
Well,
He thought there was like
Oh,
2 people.
well, here's the
Are we
thing.
playing
You know what I mean?
football?
Like playing safe's not really my thing. You know what I mean? But
Bob's got massive dyslexia. He's thinking it's a four ball. He's just fucking.
so here's this. So Benny was like OB to the right, and stupid, right? Because there was actually like there was construction. So it wasn't regular OB. It wasn't like OB like you couldn't find the ball. It was like, oh, the ball's down there. But then like we got
Oh, that's
down there and we're like, I'm pretty sure it's OB. There's construction down there, and it was staked.
Yeah.
But it was one of those ones. If we were playing somewhere, like you're
Just
like,
popped it back over.
we'll find that ball. But it was a
Yeah.
competition, so it was OB. And I went, okay, that's all right. I'm gonna fucking murder this. And I did I know you've seen me do this theory. I fucking wound up at this dog, and I didn't get. I topped it and didn't get off the tee box. I didn't get off the tee
It was
box.
a good moment.
Not even like not even past.
Wait.
I didn't make it
sorry,
past the reds. Like literally, there was like the blacks, and then there was like the whites, blues, what we were playing off on like RT box, and it was one of those
Did
courses
you
where
chop it where there was no you just heard this ting and it just went.
yeah,
No, it had a bit.
it went like
Went-
no, yeah, power chopped. It went like 4 meters. It
Oh
was
wait,
like,
wait. Oh,
Yeah.
you sent it.
no, like I
No,
took
just
the top of the
rolled
ball
it.
and it went like 4
Yeah.
meters.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
no,
as in,
Robbie.
I was at like 3 meters away from missing the ball, but and it was one of those courses too. Like it was like the good ones, like it wasn't like the shit courses where they just put like
said
4
remember,
different
it
sets
was-
of markers on
It was a
the same
choice.
tee box. Yeah, look, that tee box chose violence that day. And some
And do you
courses
reckon that's one? That was that one shot.
oh
in
no, it gets
every.
better. No, it gets
Well,
better.
well, yeah, yeah.
It
Here's the
it
meat.
gets better.
The
It
meat
gets
of the
better.
sandwich, yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't one of the tee boxes where they just put 4 different color markers on the same chunk of land. So there was like blacks and then us, and then the reds were 50, 100 meters up. So I didn't make it off the tee box. And then we went, oh, fuck. But then it was, we were like, what do we do? And then what did we end up doing, Benny? Oh, yeah, no, I ended up,
we
were like, oh, no, yeah.
You
Okay.
provision, you hit a provision.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, hang on, fucking stand about like provisional. Okay, we'll hit again. And then we hit it. And then what do we ended up hitting?
We ended up left. Like,
I ended up left. And then, but this was like, something happened. Anyway, we panicked. But what we should have done, I think, in the air. So we got down there, and this was the difference because it was like OB. You got to hit a provisional. It's a competition. You're not sure. And then I think we just panicked. Oh no, we ended up playing.
We
ended up playing Benny's ball.
Hitting a provisional, does that count as a drop if you don't find your first ball?
Yeah, no. Because what ended up happening was that we panicked and hit provisional when we probably and we ended up say 100 or 150 meters up, where we then were on shot for third shot from there. Where if we had one more shot from Rob, top at the girls' tees.
Yes. Yeah. Well, on the same
we would have.
Yeah, think of it this. Yeah. We ended up. We went, oh, what do we do? This is a bit embarrassing. So we just went up, found that ball, went, okay, this is OB, drop 2, hit 3. Whereas we were like, okay, in hindsight, we could have, even though I topped at 10 meters, we could have gone 7 iron, and still been fucking 350 meters down there for 3 in a better position. And like in hindsight, doing that again,
a strong bogey closeout.
Yeah, but because like after that, we like iron wedged in, and like we played the whole well. But like in hindsight, I was just like, we were like, fuck, it's a competition. What do you do? Provisionals. Oh, we'll do this. We'll just we'll play the OB and we'll drop. And it's just like
spontaneous pressure. It happens.
Even if we even at the top, we were like thinking it back, and it could have been like 7 iron, and we still would have been 300 and something meters down the fairway, as opposed to like playing the OB in a shit spot on the right, way further out, you know what I mean? But then we panicked.
At third hit,
You'll take that into the next one again, and it would just be more to keep in the toolkit.
Fucking oath. Yeah.
We absolutely panicked. But other than the panic, and other than that, it was look, the one
pissing down rain too. Remember that?
Down at one stage. It absolutely melted down.
Fucking torrential rain.
Nah, for like a 3-4 hole stretch or something. Maybe a 3-hole stretch.
That's a bit.
It
sounds like the buggy held up, but just
course was lovely. Course was beautiful. It was like it was very Coralbanish, like like kind of coursey. But then actually no, that's probably not accurate. It wasn't like Coralban at all.
It has a lot of
I don't know why I said that.
It had a heap of water.
It actually wasn't like Coralban at all.
But I mean, can you fill me in? Because you mentioned it briefly the other day. Just I don't want to touch on it too much longer, obviously, but just the Brookwater. You made a comment to me about Brook. I played that about four or five times in my life, and I played it the most recently with Pat and Cooney, that PGA caddy, and. But I was hoping you could just quickly elaborate what happened on one or two of the holes.
Oh, many multiple holes. I had 2 10s and a 12. I had 2 10s and a 12. There was one. One hole. I was 6 or 7 off the tee.
I thought it was just
No. I had 2. I shot a 65 on the front nine, and then I can't. Yeah. I know. And it included a 10, and a 12 on that front 9 card at some stage. There was, it was one of the holes. I mean, it's very like you can't miss the fairway. For anyone who's played Brookwater, you can't miss the fairway.
Yeah.
You can't miss the fairway.
There's no flat ground. You're always hitting above or below your feet. The fuck theory that the greens were lightning fucking fast. It's like one of the first time you hit it, and then as it gets further away, it then just all of a sudden picks up speed and just fucking runs off the green. Like we were putting off the green.
There were multiple times where someone was on the green, would putt, and then end up off the green and being like, "Wow!" I tried to lag putt that and went off the green, and I'm further away than I was to start.
That's demoralizing, isn't it?
It's
just like, mate, I've got longer to come back than I did my first.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was
that's shit. Well, that's shit. So you hit a couple OB off the tee, eh?
I had 12. I had 12 penalty strokes. I had 12 penalty strokes that round, mate. And I mean, like, I'm not a great golfer, but I don't think I'm a 12 penalty stroke around golfer. No, but evidently I am. Evidently I am.
It's a
I'm
good
seeing someone
course.
about
It's
it.
a good course, man. It's a Norland course.
But
Oh,
You
fucking
know,
oath.
it's like it's great. Like it really. You go out there, you look at it, and when it's in good nick, it's in great
beautiful,
nick,
yeah.
and you sort of have to remember, like, you're lucky to be out there, but it's really hard in that moment to pull yourself
S
out of that. God, I just hit
It
6
is.
off the tee box.
and so here's the thing, Theory. So this golfer tour thing. So Ben and I are signed up. We're doing
Yeah.
another one at Lakelands Golf Course down the Gold Coast in
Great,
about a
yeah,
month.
good course.
Good course, and I think we've played there once before. And then about a month after that, there's a competition there at Brookwater. As part of the
Yeah, I
same
know.
tour, and we're just sitting here going, would
What the
we enter
fuck?
that or not after the last experience we had?
Definitely for comedic relief, for sure.
Yeah, so we
I would
entered.
say so. Yeah, I mean, like just to
But
film it and see if I can
I'd be
top.
taking a bag of the dirtiest top flight balls you've ever seen. No Pro V1s, no GP5s, nothing.
Ah,
Just
mate,
the
I am.
dirtiest range balls that you've got.
Yeah, like I went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And this is the problem that the Ben and I worked out with our golf is that neither of us, and I think you do, we don't have like the safe tee shot in the bag. Like we don't have like the fairway finding. Like I'm gonna just,
Recovery.
Like,
I'm
like,
gonna play a 4-5 iron, and I know I'm gonna put this
a 3 wood
a
off the deck or
consistent
something.
distance straight. No. But like
Yeah,
neither of
right.
us have that shot in the bag, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's the shot you need at Brookwater, because I feel like once we kind of
That's
got
a
like
good
within
point. Yeah.
once we got in within like 150, 140, like wedge games were alright. Other than there was one I took like 4 or 5 to get out of a bunker because the bunker
Well, I mean, you
was
saw me do that
fucking
last night with my
12 foot
elbow,
high.
even on the Sims. Like, I just
Yeah.
went back to the 3 wood off the deck, even though it was like 160 meters. I could keep putting it down there.
Well,
Yeah. But
the one we played with was the same. It's like, oh, smart play. You're playing a 3 wood because you just have to not drop a stroke and you win this match. But Ben and I don't have that shot in the bag. We do not have the safe.
Interesting.
We do not have
Which-
that shot in the bag because I
which
can't.
are
I
saying-
can't even. Sorry, you go, buddy.
Oh, I was gonna say like, but
Did we just
what happened? Oh no, I was gonna say,
No, we're back.
no,
we're
but
back.
with us having our home fucking Sims and fucking batting cages,
Yes.
this is where we're going to develop our safe fucking shot, our recovery fucking shot,
This is
and a
really
safe drive.
now. I think it's really
Are
fascinating.
we ready? Are we ready to move on?
I think so, because this is a really
I don't want to talk about Brookwater
interesting,
anymore
interesting
Okay.
segue.
until we go win that
because-
competition in a couple of months
Yeah, and I
with a
think
safe shot.
with the home things, like I remember seeing Trim at X Golf set up his Garmin inside X Golf and would just
Oh, I
turn the
should do
impact
that.
screen off. He turned the impact screen off and he just set his
Yeah.
Garmin up behind him onto his but he'd use the projector, so he'd link his laptop to the projector.
Yep.
He'd project the Garmin onto the impact screens at X Golf, so you could actually really, and he was playing Capera. You could get a really
Yeah,
interesting
right.
insight. Now, is it great? No, but it's close enough for people like us to notice, because any improvement we make is going to seem like a big difference to an average golfer, whereas
Yeah.
maybe at a pro level, probably not. So you could see it. So I haven't got one yet, but have you guys? Have you done a little shopping?
No.
Have we? What's the
We
go?
We did. We
I'm
What an impulse
So
decisions we're known for.
we were at a business conference, and so the bloke we played at Brookwater with, has his own, like, so he's got the Garmin R10 and his home set up and all that stuff. And God bless you, Wado, I love you, but he fucking pantsed us at Brookwater. And then we basically like, no, this is because you have a sim and we don't. That's basically the only
We're
reason.
still losing. So
It had nothing to do with the fact that, he could maybe keep it in the fairway and we had 12 penalty strokes. But it
No,
was, okay,
no.
you've got a sim and you
partying
don't. You're basically cheating and we're not. So literally on the way home from the business conference that day, day one of the business conference, Ben drove home and he's like, hey, Matt, we've just got to stop quickly around the corner. He was already on Marketplace and bought a Rapsodo. On the way home from this
on
business
the way
conference.
home. You just message the guy going,
Found
"Hey,
one on
man,
Marketplace
Mitchell,
and went,
do
yep,
this.
done.
I'm in
We're
the
coming in
area."
hot.
And then I
Yeah.
was like, you motherfucker. So then the next day, I got a Marketplace and I found a dude who had like a Garmin R10 and the big like Spawnia home hitting net and all that kind of stuff. And mate, game on. So we're ready. Practice is happening. And but I don't think you've had a chance to actually hit any ball home yet, have you? But,
yeah, I'm waiting for. I might get that fucking little chipping net out, but I'm waiting for my case to arrive. And for safety purposes,